Welcome back to Lariat TV News. Thanks for joining us. This week, we bring you the latest on DEI at Baylor and feature full circle moments at the career fair. I'm Jacob Stowers.
And I'm Irma Peña. First, Baylor's tuition is going up. Baylor tuition prices are increasing by over $2,000 for the 2025-2026 academic year. LTVN's Lauren Holcomb talks about what this means for returning students.
When you go to pay your fall tuition, you may notice the price is a bit bigger than your other bills from Baylor. So here's what to expect going into the new school year financially. The Baylor Board of Regents finalized plans to increase tuition starting this fall, making net out-of-pocket increase per student about $2,255. President Linda Livingstone says that the constant cost of institutional upkeep, along with the larger what she calls COVID classes, now graduated, puts the university in a tough spot.
Increasing tuition and fees is never an easy decision for our university administration and the Board of Regents. We take it very seriously, and there's always a lot of thoughtful and important discussion.
Baylor receives federal funding for student aid, so the board still has to evaluate the legislative acts soon to come on the state and federal level.
We haven't seen a turnover in terms of parties, but if you look at it, anytime you go through change, there's going to be new rules and new ways to get funding and recover funding. And I think we're seeing a lot of that change right now.
The board also approved a new scholarship program called Extend the Line, designed to give students a choice on where to allocate scholarship dollars, aiming to raise $250 million by 2030.
We certainly use a lot of funds for scholarships that come out of philanthropy and our endowment and gifts, but we also use some of our operating budget to help cover student scholarships as well, because it's important for us that we find ways to help Baylor be affordable for our students.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Lauren Holcomb.
Students have been speaking out about their concerns for the future of diversity, equity, and inclusion on campus. LTVN's Marissa Mooney spoke with President Linda Livingstone, who addressed these concerns.
Students have grown concerned about the future of DEI at Baylor. However, President Linda Livingstone has ensured that Baylor will continue to pour into students from all backgrounds. About 42% of Baylor's student body comes from a diverse background, and President Livingstone wants to continue this trend.
We want to have people coming to us from all around the world, from all across the country, with all kinds of different backgrounds and experiences that have different life experiences, and we want to give them experiences while they're here that help them to grow and develop from that in the context of a caring Christian environment.
The university is creating future leaders, and with Baylor's Christian mission, mutual respect is prioritized.
We're preparing people to lead in a global sense, so because of that, we have to care about preparing people to work with those that are different than them, from all walks of life, from all cultures and experiences. And we want to do that rigorously academically, which is critical to us as an academic institution. And we want to do it in a caring and loving and respectful way.
President Livingstone says the university will commit to their Christian beliefs of loving their neighbor as themselves.
You will see us continue to lean into supporting students and faculty and staff from all kinds of backgrounds and experiences.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Marissa Moniz.
Coconut Hall is next in line for on-campus residence hall renovations. Almost 80 years after its construction, Coconut Hall is about to be updated. Renovation begins this summer and the dorm will be fully closed for the 2025 school year. Coconut is set to reopen in the fall of 2026. Coconut's renovation will finish the university's plan of renovating all 10 residence halls.
Of all of our residence hall projects, it is kind of the smallest because it's one of our smaller residence halls, and that's sort of been in plans for a number of years. This is just the final process of funding that to put that in place next year.
The Baylor Counseling Center is spreading body positivity on campus in honor of Eating Disorder Awareness Week. The Counseling Center hosted an event outside of the sub featuring interactive activities and positive messages, all aimed at challenging diet culture and promoting self-love. Baylor dietitian and eating disorder coordinator Regina Maston said her goal is to remind students that their worth is not defined by the number on the scale.
So we want to make sure that students have resources available to them, that there's all kinds of online things, but also the counseling center and the health center are available to them if they have any questions or feel like they are maybe at risk for some of these things. There's help on campus, and that's what we want to make sure people know.
The Counseling Center website has more information on how to receive help.
Career Fair was on Wednesday and some alumni came back to campus, only this time they were scouting students. I'm here at the Mark and Paula Hurd Center for Career Day, where I've had the chance to talk to alumni who have come full circle, returning to Baylor as recruiters.
It feels great. I love it. I could have never imagined that when I was a student here that I would come back and do this one day, so I feel like really blessed to have that opportunity.
Suggs took a trip down the memory lane, recalling her first career day as a student.
I remember all of my professors talking about the importance of attending and just be sure you go. I was probably a senior when I went, and it was a really great experience. It gave me exposure to a lot of companies, and I can see it's just gotten better and better now, so it's great.
Michaela Carter, a Baylor grad, saw the opportunity to recruit Baylor students to Euronet, and she didn't miss it.
You know, it's always so impressive to me to be able to come back and see the growth and just see the different opportunities that Baylor has to offer year after year to their students.
And though as a student, this day might seem frightening, career success professional Jalen Munkin says students should keep one thing in mind.
I think as a student, I didn't really get that point of it. Like, I was like, oh, they're intimidating. Like, oh my gosh, these recruiters. But no, like, they have a job to hire too. And so from the student's perspective, I'm like, your job is to get hired, right? I'm like, so one's job is to hire, the other's job is to get hired.
For many alumni, Baylor opened doors, and now they're back to do the same for the next generation. For Lariat TV News, I'm Irma Peña.
For the third year in a row, Baylor was named the top Fulbright producing institution in the country, further cementing the university as a premier research institution. The Fulbright program is America's main international academic exchange program. This program has provided over 400,000 individuals with the ability to research, teach, and study abroad. This year, a university record was broken. A record-breaking 18 Baylor students were selected to be the recipients for the 2024-2025 academic year. Baylor President Linda Livingstone said, as a Christian Research One university, Baylor is committed to preparing students to flourish globally, and we are so proud of our Fulbright recipients and the honor as a Fulbright top-producing institution. Up next, we feature a unique club sport.
And how one Baylor faculty member got the chance to perform his own work. Stay tuned.
I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. I'll never get used to this. This is how I wanna live. This is how I wanna live. Forever we'll be singing like, oh, I'll never get used to this.
A new Christian club has come to campus, and LTVN's Gracie Savage has the details.
Christian Coalition for Healthcare and Policy Initiatives is a new service-based organization here on campus. This club was designed to give college students the opportunity to apply the skills they're learning in the classroom by using them to serve and make a positive impact in the community. One club member of CCHPI said she felt a calling to start this club.
I just really saw this need of like, hey, like we're not really equipping college students to like serve the Lord in the community right now as they're going through their college experience. And so this idea really just arose from the Lord putting this on my heart.
This club welcomes anyone who wants to join, and the members of the club's majors range from finance to public health to pre-law.
It really is just a place where anybody who's interested in serving the community and doing so pre-professionally and also from a Christian perspective, it is really just open to everyone.
CCHPI is seeking people to fill various roles throughout the club. They are looking for people who align with their Christian mission to apply.
For those roles, we're looking for people who number one, like really love the Lord and walk with God and are serving their community well. And then number two, have like the skills necessary for each of those roles.
To learn more about the CCHPI Club, they are hosting an interest meeting on March 3rd at 6 p.m. at Creekmore Library. For Lariat TV News, I'm Gracie Savage.
Rugby is as contact-heavy as it gets, and the Baylor women's rugby team works through the blood, sweat, and tears. Captain Ruby Lebo, a senior, has been with the team since its re-establishment in 2021. Despite starting with only 2 players who knew how to play rugby, the team placed 3rd in the 2022 National Championship. Rugby is a contact sport and injuries happen often. From shoulder sprains to concussions, the physical toll is inevitable. Regardless of this, the women's team focuses on defensive strategy, playing safely, and supporting each other as a unified group. The team says it's determined to keep momentum going into this weekend's tournament.
Yes, injuries are a reality, but obviously it hasn't deterred most of us. I think part of the reason is our team is so much more than just a group of people trying to win some games. I think the community is really valued.
This week, Baylor's concert band performed at the McCary Music Building, featuring a variety of music, but one piece in particular is written by a Baylor faculty member. This week, the Baylor concert band played a recital which highlighted the music of Baylor's own Dr. Scott McAllister. Matthew Schonhers, a bass clarinet player, gave us an inside look on how it was to perform his piece titled Zing.
So it's really interesting being able to have the composer listen and give us direct feedback about what he meant when he specifically wrote things. It's a very fun piece. I'd gladly play it again.
Schonhers explained how he got into music in Baylor's concert band. He then gave us an inside look into the band's rehearsal dynamic leading up to the recital.
The director does a great job of making sure that you're having fun and making sure it's as little stress as possible. And he's very accommodating if you need to leave early, if you need to miss for whatever reason.
Despite challenging music, he highlighted how rewarding it is when everything comes together before a concert.
I love playing challenging music because just the process of having a challenging song at the very beginning, of just barely being able to play it to coming together as a full ensemble is incredibly fun and just very rewarding.
For Lariat TV News, I'm Jacob Stowers.
Last Thursday, the Martin Museum hosted internationally renowned artist Andy Poskovic to talk about his experience in print design. Poskovic is a professor at the University of Michigan teaching art and design. His work has been showcased worldwide and has earned prestigious honors, including awards from the John D. Rockefeller and Paula Krasner Foundations. The exhibit showcased Poskovic's creative expression, demonstrating how his art conveys emotion and storytelling through visual media. The display explores his personal and collective experiences, highlighting art's ability to transcend language and connect people on a deeper level.
And they did it through songs, and they did it through paintings and storytelling. I want to believe that we're free to speak, but more than that, tell our stories.
There's a new class at Baylor, and it explores Hispanic history throughout Baylor and Waco. LTVN's Marin Small has the story.
Ricardo Alvarez Pimentel, an assistant history professor at Baylor University, developed a new class called the Waco American Experience in exploring Hispanic history in Waco.
It's a class that I've been working on for 2 years now, first through a Teaching Innovation Award that I got through the College of Arts and Sciences, and then through a library teaching fellowship to work with the Texas collections. The goal of the class is to expose our undergraduate students to Waco's Hispanic history, which is a story that they might be unfamiliar with, most likely because as they navigate Waco, maybe all they know is Baylor campus, but really to help them think about the broader history of the city, particularly through the lens of the Mexican-American community.
Students describe this course as providing a deeper understanding of local history and broader significance. Crystal Tan, a student in Ricardo Alvarez's class, said the course has reshaped her perspective.
It allows you to see Waco in a much deeper way. It's like, oh wait, there's really deep history here, and some of it is really sad and some of it's absolutely beautiful, the resilience of the communities here. And so that's been super cool, and it's taught me a lot about how little I knew about this place that I thought I knew really well.
The Texas Collection and University Archives provide a large amount of first-hand information about Waco's Hispanic history, but also emphasizes the gap in existing scholarships.
There's not a whole lot written about the Hispanic communities of Waco, and so he keeps saying that we have the opposite problem of we have so many primary sources, but we don't actually have a lot of secondary scholarship on it. And so it's super unique because he's teaching us broad themes in Texas and applying it to Waco.
By connecting border Texas history to archival materials, Ricardo Alvarez has challenged students to engage directly with untold stories and contribute to a growing field of study. For Lariat TV News, I'm Maren Small.
Coming up, we honor the legacy of a Baylor legend.
And men's basketball looks to keep March Madness hopes alive. Next.
We were born to run. There's a spark in your heart and a fire that's in your eyes. Full of hope 'cause you know everything's gonna be alright. Living our best life, taking it all in stride. The light will be a guide. We were born to run. We were born to run.
The Baylor family was saddened to learn that Baylor Athletics Hall of Fame quarterback J.J. Joe passed away this week at the age of 54. During his 4-year tenure at Baylor, Joe led the team to 2 straight bowl games in 1991 and 92. By the end of his time with the Bears, he held all the school's passing records, and he still owns the record for yards per completion and is top 10 in passing yards, completions, and touchdowns. Joe was inducted in the Baylor Athletics Hall of Fame in 2006 and had been the color commentator for Baylor football on the radio for 21 years. Joe survived by his wife and 3 sons. Baylor baseball is off to a great start this season, thanks in large part to great hitting from veteran players like Enzo Apodaca. Braden Murray has the story.
Redshirt senior outfielder Enzo Apodaca has been a major part of Baylor's baseball's 7-1 start, the best start to a season since 2019. Apodaca is second on the team in runs scored with 10 and leads the team in RBIs with 10 as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think coming off the season, starting off hot is just a big boost to our confidence. Knowing that we have so much depth in our rotation and in the lineup is also a big confidence to us as well. We're just looking to keep it going, keep that momentum shift all the way into conference the whole year. So we're in a good spot right now.
Last season, Apodaca led the team in most offensive categories, including batting average, runs, hits, and RBIs. But this year, he's had to share the offensive load with players like Hunter Simmons, Jack Little, and Gavin Brzezowski, who've all returned from injury.
It's not just me doing my job, it's everyone collectively. It's a team sport. Seeing guys that haven't been out there like Jack Little and Gavin Brzezowski have been really something special to watch. And it's really nice having just that whole depth in that rotation to where every guy can do its role in his lineup.
Before coming to Baylor, Enzo spent 2 seasons at Gonzaga. And last week, Baylor played Gonzaga for the first time in program history. The Bears won the series 2-1. In the series, he had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and he scored a run.
And, they're going to be ready for the cold. I respect that program a lot coming from there. I know they're blue-collared and gritty. I expect them to play their best as well. But they're a great program. Still got a ton of respect for the guys over there, a ton of respect for the coaches. I'm just excited to see all of them.
Baylor baseball's next game is on Friday against Oregon State at Globe Life Field in Arlington as part of the M&G Bank College Series happening this weekend. For Lariat TV News, I'm Braden Murray.
This weekend, Baylor baseball will be in Arlington to compete in the M&G Bank College Baseball Series. Here's how the team is feeling about this challenge.
Coming off a win Tuesday night against SFA, Baylor is looking to make their mark and pick up some this weekend. The series is held at Globe Life Field. The Bears attended this series last year and didn't win a single game.
Sure, getting to go to Globe Life with all the guys and, live out that dream of playing in that park and really show everybody what Baylor baseball is about this year and show them how we're coming. Super exciting.
Baylor is set to take on number 8 Oregon State, Ohio State, and number 25 Auburn. With competition being tough, Coach Mitch Thompson wants to treat this tournament with extra care.
I think to be in like a prelim of a regional tournament, these are 4 really quality teams, I think, from 4 quality conferences, and it'll be a lot of fun.
The team acknowledges that chemistry has been working in their favor this season. Their 7-1 record is the best start to a season Baylor has had since 2019.
Our goal every day is togetherness, and the togetherness of the lineup helps a ton because it takes the weight off a lot of people's shoulders and allows you to just, glorify God every way we can and play for Him. So it's super exciting.
The Bears will take on Oregon State to start their series on Friday at 7 p.m. For Lariat TV News, I'm Claire Marie Scott.
Men's basketball plays Oklahoma State on Saturday and will be looking to stop the bleeding after losing 3 straight. The recent losses have seriously hurt Baylor's chances of making the NCAA tournament in March. After losing center Josh Ojonwina in the game against UCF on February 8th, the Bears have only won 1 of their last 5 games. Oklahoma State is also struggling in Big 12 play and currently sitting in 14th place. A win over the Cowboys would all but secure the Bears a bid in the Big Dance.
We know what we got to do, and that is, as long as we're playing, we're controlling our own destiny. So we're going to play as hard as we can. We're going to play together, let God decide the results.
Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. at Foster Pavilion. After going 1-4 at the Mary Nutter Classic, Baylor softball returns home to host the Baylor Invitational. Coming in at 7-8, Baylor is on a 4-game losing streak. The Bears are looking to repeat last year's success in the Baylor Invitational, going 3-0. The tournament runs from Friday through Sunday and features a 4-team clash of Baylor, North Texas, Cal Baptist, and Sam Houston. Each team is scheduled to play 5 games over the weekend. On Friday, Baylor takes on North Texas and Cal Baptist in the doubleheader. On Saturday, the Bears face Sam Houston with the semifinal game scheduled for the afternoon. The championship game is Sunday at 9 a.m. On Friday, first pitch is set for 3 p.m. at Getterman Stadium.
I think we really want to establish who we are and get our confidence back. We know that these teams coming in, that we can beat them. Obviously, any team can beat anyone on any given day, but we know we can beat these teams this weekend. And after taking a punch last weekend, we want to take a punch this weekend and remember who we are and get our confidence up under us.
That's going to do it for sports this week. Be sure to follow along with the Lariat's coverage of the Baylor Invitational and baseball's trip to Globe Life Field.
Thanks, Claire Marie. Well, that wraps up this week for Lariat TV News. Be sure to check out our Lariat socials for all things Baylor and Waco news.
We'll be back next Thursday for a special newscast before spring break. Until then, have a great week, Baylor family, and as always, sick 'em Bears.